We turn now to a rare hurricane in the Pacific. The storm could hit California in the coming days. State officials have issued an advisory as they monitor the situation. Hurricane Hillary, as she's called, is currently churning a few hundred miles off Mexico's coast. For more on the storm, let's bring in CBS News senior weather and climate producer David Parkinson. So, David, how rare is this?
It's incredibly rare. So the last time that we had a landfalling tropical storm in Southern California would have been 1939. That's before we named storms. So that gives you an indication of how long ago it was. This is all of the storms that have come within 200 miles of where this storm will be making landfall. And you're saying, oh, there's a bunch of numbers on here. But here's the thing that I want to kind of point out, which is to say this guy wasn't a tropical storm. Norman had already become extratropical by the time it made landfall. Kathleen and Nora, again, making landfall right here on the Baja Peninsula. We had Jen Cat, who did this kind of fun little loop-de-loop again south of the border. Ignacio was extratropical. Doreen stayed off the coast. And we had Kay last year that kind of went up the coast and then did a little loop-de-loo out here. So we haven't had anything like this since that 1939 landfalling storm. And you can see it's a pretty healthy, large-sized storm now. It's not going to have enough time really to weaken as it moves further north.
How big of a threat is this for Southern California? And are they even prepared from an infrastructure standpoint because of what you just mentioned and not really having to worry about it all this time?
Yeah, I mean, rain like this is unheard of in the summer. So here's the deal. In California, the most rain ever recorded in San Diego for the month of August is a little over 2 inches. So, you know, that should show you just how much they are not expecting this in terms of rainfall totals and where this is going to be. What I want to do is I want to put the tropical track on here and show you the storm's going to strengthen to a Category 4 before rapidly weakening as it approaches. It's just not going to weaken enough. So it's a Category 2 on Sunday morning. By the time it's made landfall, it's now a low pressure system at 11 a.m. on Monday. But again, it's made its landfall and it's probably at tropical storm status. The other thing, again, this is for Californians who are not used to dealing with tropical systems. Anywhere in the cone is fair game for where this storm could be. And so it could make a landfall here on the Baja coast. It could make a landfall here up by like Goleta and Santa Barbara, or maybe San Pidro or Orange County down through San Clemente. Any place in this cone is fair game. And what happens there when you have a landfall is really important, because this right here, this is the European model, and it assumes a track right here with the heaviest rain over Palm Springs, the low desert, into portions of the Imperial Valley and the eastern IE. But if this storm track moves just 40 miles to the west, so again, it makes that path right up by Belmont Shore and Long Beach, now you take all of this heavy rain and you shift it west. You shift it now into portions of Orange County. You shift it into portions of the IE that are very well populated, like Hemet, up towards Riverside and San Bernardino. The problem being here, now you've got all this topography. You've got mountains. You've got burn scars because of all the fires that they've had. And so when you get this much rain in a short period of time, over the desert, it really can't handle it. But again, over mountainous terrain, it can't handle that kind of rain. So you're looking at like a winter-like storm now in the summer in places that are not used to this amount of rain. And that really is the huge concern here. In addition, you'll have the winds gusting 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. So you could have the power outages and problems there. But the real problem is the fast and furious rain that we're getting out of this.
So this is the time to take note, take cover. We're currently in an El Nino year. Explain that to us. I know we've heard that term, but what does it mean? And also, how do the warm temperatures fuel these storms at this time?
So El Nino basically is a large area of warm water down here off the Peruvian coast. That's what you have when you have an El Nino. And what it generally tends to do is it warms through the ocean currents the water everywhere else. Take a look at this. This is your departure from normal water temperature. Everywhere, basically with the exception of this little sliver off the Baja, is warmer than it should be right now. So the water is warm. When the water is warm, it fuels the storms. Now, ordinarily, when you have an El Nino year, you can tend to get something that's really interesting, which is you get a lot of extra wind coming across, and it kind of cuts the storms apart. We're not expecting wind shear as the storm moves up the coast here. So again, it's unlikely that the storm is going to dissipate. And the other key thing that I want to point out here, though, is that the storm is really being fueled by our heat dome. So this is your heat dome right here. And what's interesting about this, right, is it's now got to go around it. And so that's what's forcing it right up the coast here. You've got a width now of about 200 miles from the center of the storm to the edge of the impacts. So this could be impacting not only Southern California, but also Vegas, also Yuma, also portions of Arizona as well. So this is a big, wide impact. It's not a skinny, tiny storm. And the stronger it gets, the larger the storm will likely be in terms of impacts as it makes that landfall.
So we'll be keeping a close eye Sunday night into Monday morning. David
Absolutely.
Parkinson, thank you.
No problem.
Gagawa ko muna saging sa likod ng aso sa ano.
No, walang saging dun sa aso. Saging doon.
Ano pa siya? Bakasyon. Ano ba din? Magulas. Punta ng pwesto natin dito. Yeah. Ano mo? Yeah. Oh, kasi gusto ko sana doon tayo sa doon. Doon. Ay, dito? Hindi, doon sana gusto ko. Kasi yung sa gilid lang. Pero baka may sawa dyan. Hindi, ano lang. Kasi pag hindi yung pagmahangin ba? Oo. Pero walang panghangin yan doon. Kaya sila namin paso dyan. Tabayan, 4.
Kayo?
Beta. 4 o 5. Diba dati, isa lang. Isa sa kabayan. Dito, kahit 4 peso. Bawal ganyan. Ayan o. Meron pa sukat eh o. Ayan o, yung sukat. Ito, Facebook lang.
Ang dami naman na, ang dami kasi, di ba? Hindi, ang dami nun eh. Sayang din.
Ano naman yung ano na vlogger dyan? Gusto naman yung vlogger na ikaw.
Hindi, baka tamaan kami ng bato ron eh. Takot ako sa bato.
Yung mga pato na
Slide ko yan.
dami na no? May surf. Pag-surf kaya?
Ako?
Oo, napakano na sa pista.
Di ba grade 12? Tapos kinesiology.
Yung mga may sakit sa tuhod. Kasi ito mga ano.
Yan yung nag-nurse ako. Magagalit. Yayaman sana kami.
Hindi na kapatid ni ate. Nurse practitioner eh. Di ba, Dek?
Kasi kung ano yung nandun talaga takot. Pagka kanya makuha yung tea. Kasi
Ready ka na?
Ready na. Papainit ko na lang.
Kaya. Ano ba?
kwarto.
Iko.
Wala ba siyang mga
Lamig.
Ha?
Bebe, oh.
yeah, yung box. Masakit yung tea.
Ito pa, lamig ka pa ng konti. Ano bang kulay yan sa'yo, Jo? Hindi pa alam eh. Ito, kanya.
Ayan yung taba-taba, nakakapag-serve yung pare ko.
Si ano, si Pedro. Hindi, bakit? Para pero ng ano. Tawag ko. Ganda na taon ko. Ay, hindi ko tayo mamaya. Okay lang. Alam mo yan? Ha?
Tinesting mo na?
Oo. Ilagay mo ng warm water.
Alak, ayun oh.
Soda.
Marvin, may naliligo. Ayun oh. Doon, naliligo. Nagsasarping.
Mamaya tayo. Nagkataon. The back, the trunk.
Anuhin pa natin ito, te? Saan? Then, ilagay namin sa table. Para magpupuntan tayo. Sabi ko kayo na ano yung kalderita, yan natin. Pagkakos na natin, yan natin dyan. Para may init. Yeah.
mag-asawa, anong init ka?
Ay, parehas sila. Kasi yung nalilito na
Hindi, babalik ko lang.
Uy, si ano,
Wala po din naman si Armando eh. Dito, may pagkikay.
Nakita ang malaki sa kanya.
Marvin! Ano yan? Luto na? Hindi pa? Maya-maya pa? Mainit? Painit? Mamaya magandang umapak doon, Marvin. Subukan natin umapak dyan. Basain lang yung tuhod. Para pampatibay ng tuhod. Tinanong kay anak mo, sino magaling sa inyo ng tatay mo mag-basketball? Ay, magaling yung tatay ko. Siya yung ano, sabi ko, professional.
Sana, BTV sana ako.
Oh, siya rin nagbabasketball.
Oo. Kasama ko sana sila si ano.
Sila Bird.
Yeah.
Sila Michael Jordan.
Yung aso nakatingin sa atin, yo. Yo. Guys, nasa upuan. Yo. Nakatingin dito kanina. Putang ina.
Again.
Ha?
Pagka sumulyap ka ng konti, naamoy niya, Marvin eh. Naamoy niya.
Sabi mo. Anong kulay ito? Wala, namoy ng kulay ito. Batay tayo. Kain siya dito sa atin.
Ayan ba yan? Tax, sabi niya tax.
Sige, maguluto kayo.
Wala naman lang tayong kausawan eh.
Ha? Eh, sigurado.
Naamoy niya na. Yung binabarbecue mo, Marvin. Naamoy niya na, mabango raw.
Ano?
Yung aso. Oh, papakita oh. Layo na rin nila.
Yeah. Yeah. Tignan mo.
Eh,
Ginatulad, tingnan mo. Ano ano yung sunscreen? Yun yung ano yung pag ano yung sunscreen. Akala ko yung sunscreen yung pang dip mo. Ano ba? Ano din ba ano? Yes ba?
ito ba? Nagtimpla niya?
Oo, ako.
Ready-made na yan.
Ako yun. Ano? Tayo.
Ano tayong... ganyan yung binabarbecue eh.
Ha?
Ganyan yung...
Oh, dami ko na yan.
Tama yan, di na ini-stick no? Barbecue rin.
Ganda ng panahon, no?
Nakisama dahil sa hurricane. Hurricane, ano,
Ang tawag na.
Hillary.
Ang aso ba? Patingin-tingin dito mo na.
Kaya na, amoy niya eh. Magaling. Yung usok, nakikita niya pa. Talaga may naliligo.
Ano yung music natin, ama? Malayo na lang natin, oh.
Andun oh. Malapit na dun sa may side ng ano.
Sabi mo, yan nabili namin, oh. Yo, ayos ba? Oo. Ha? Oo. Tama, di ba? Ano ba yan?
May discount na ba yan?
Oo, mayroon. Ano yan? 79, naging 49.
Aba, maganda. Timing na timing, no? Eh paano pagka tapos na yung summer, lalo bababa?
Along bababa.
Yun na nakakainitan kasi nung binili mo eh.
Yung ano, yung pulis, oh, may ano ron.
Meron silang tagay doon, Marvin. Tumatagay yan. Maganda rin yung ginawa ng dalawa. Lakad. Maganda rin ito maglakad.
Tayo ron pagkatapos nating mag-barbecue.
Dead end ba yan?
Hindi, ano yun, malalim dyan.
Hindi ka makakagano.
Hindi, alam mo, nandun, marami mga sahong. Kaya,
Doon mo kainin.
ngayon, maraming dahong. Ano, mamaya, punta tayo ron.
Ano gagawin mo? Paano ba? Andun yung pulis eh, nagte-telescope. Nagte-telescope.
Ano yun? Babasketball siya rin. Talagang. Buti nasama siya.
Mobile, we'd like to leave the
Oo.
office.
Oo, sabi ko sa
They charge you a lot.
Kasi bakasyon niya rin.
hindi, may pasok yung mama. Oras. Plus watch mo.
So naturally, when they announced that they're raising their prices due to inflation, we
Baka
decided
mapasok sa...
Ha?
Mag-ano ko kung hindi mo kasi.
that this was a different state of
Di natin, nag-wala na eh.
Ano ka na rin schedule dyan? Kasi kinakatakot ako alternator.
Yeah.
Oh.
Si ate,
Hindi, ulam. Ako lang.
aso niya. Hanap niya yung ano niya, amo niya. Ayun na. Romel, kaya pakitagdag nga yung ano kaya?
Yung
Ito nga, pakitagdag mo nga. Nakit. Para lang kayong artista, ha? Naglalakad.
be careful sa steps.
May umanta yun. Kasi pag ano, pumunta kami ng India, ako, susunod. Pumunta, susunod ako ito.
Ayos na siguro itong mga puso natin. Oh, bago pa nga ang mga suman yan. Isda. Ng ano?
Mabango na yan.
Sa susunod, dalhin niyo swimsuit niyo.
Pagbilang natin yung balikon. Ha? 30?
10 pounds.
10 pounds is 80. Ay, 40.
Barato dito na, oy.
Ano ka na? 50 no?
50, 10 pounds.
Mahal. Kung meron sila na ano, pupusin nga. Binili ko lahat eh. Kasi bagong huli. Tinawag ng mami ko. Kasi alam niya kung Kailan nagpasin ka? Saan na ako ako kuya? Gilid kalderita?
Let's go.
Go, gilid ko?
Verbo.
Chibo.
Verbo. Verbo. Wala yung sukan.
Okay.
Remember that boat? One time you were with me? Auntie is the one who cooked it. Yeah, dito ka. linggo kayo sa ano, te?
Bakal ka?
Oh. Nak,
Okay.
ligahan cooking. Wow! 1 month kayo doon?
No?
Ano yung lugar niyo, te? Ano yung Alberta? Layo lang yan?
No, mas malapit dito.
Dito? Pero malayo sa Montreal.
4 hours, ano. Kasi dito na sa LA hanggang ano, hanggang 3 hours.
Isa pa dito. Ako? Kaon pa ko eh. Ano ba yung isang sikat na pangalan? Sa Canada? Montreal, Alberta, Vancouver.
Alberta is Calgary din yun. Wala ka naman sa... Meron din mga province na ano magawa doon.
Alam mo, may ano na daw? Iba pa sa atin. May city na sa Ventura.
Ito?
Oo.
Meron na?
Oo.
Yung malapit na.
Oo.
Puntahan na namin yung Marvin.
Hindi, bago lang sa bukas kaya. Dito sa Ventura.
Iba rin yung nasa outlet.
Iba rin yun nasa outlet.
Asawa ni ano yan tayo?
Hindi.
Christina, ano?
Christina?
Yung Pacquiao.
Okay, Pacquiao. Baka kaya ano yun eh. Ano kay...
Oh, Pacific Island. Baka yung sinasabi mo.
Hindi, bago daw. O yan, bumalik yung init.
Yan na naman. Kapal ng wave, oh.
Ba't ang kulay doon sa Pilipinas, asul na asul talaga?
Malalim yun,
Yung
baby.
ano, yung ano na tubig.
Malalim.
Dito hindi masyadong asul.
Alam na rin tanggalin ni ano yung cover natin. Ang sarap ng smell ng ano. Smell ng hangang dagat.
Hindi na nagbamasking na yung anak mo. Hindi na siya varsity. O
Hindi,
varsity
wala
pala.
na yan. Pa rin.